Yo, what is going on YouTube? This is your boy Dan, aka aDrive, bringing you a Wi-Fi battle against my boy Radioactive. So me and Brady just put two random teams together and decided we would do a battle on my stream the other night. If you haven't checked out my stream, link is in the description. So to kind of counter the fact that I have 4 NU Pokemon, I decided to grab a Mega Gengar and then throw my boy Damage, a Darmanitan, on the team. So you guys know me as an NU player, but I decided to just kind of mix it up. I told Brady, bring whatever you want, dude. I'm going to bring this Mega Gengar, and we'll see what happens. So just looking at his team really quickly, I'm thinking that he's probably going to want to lead with his Galvantula. Most of the time people lead with those things to try to get up their sticky web. So I'm going to kind of counteract that and lead with my homie Damage, the Darmanitan. So that's what I'm going to do right here, right now. So I was kind of forgetting because I don't really use Pokemon like Darmanitan, but I'm like, yo, I'm going to use Rock Slide, hopefully get the flinch, break his Focus Sash, then knock him out the next turn because I am Choice Scarf. But it doesn't even matter. I'm going to go for the Rock Slide, and that is just going to straight up knock out his Galvantula. So I am in a very, very good position right now, starting off this battle. It couldn't have started any better. I get the first knockout, and we're in good shape. He's going to bring on his homie Noibert, which is the Hydreigon. So most Hydreigons, as far as I know, and again, I'm not that experienced in this tier, are Choice Scarf, or Choice Specs, I guess. So he's going to go for Dark Pulse. I predict that. Go into my homie Swagpole. Swagpole's ready to rock. He's got his Assault Vest. He's ready to go. He's going to be hitting things super, super hard. So in comes Grace, the Milotic. Shiny Milotic looks pretty darn awesome, and I realize at this point there's probably not a whole lot I can do, but I'm going to go for the Power Up Punch, and then I realize, what can Milotic do to me? It can't use Water moves. Ice moves aren't going to do much. It could Dragon Tail me out, and it could use Toxic and recover. So those are pretty much the only options. I'm not really too worried at this point. No reason for me to not stay in here and just go for another Power Up Punch. I'm doing a little bit of damage. This thing is super, super bulky. But he is indeed going to go for the Dragon Tail, which is going to send my Swagpole out of the field. That +2 attack boost gets wasted, and Casper, the Gengar, comes in. So at this point, I'm like, alright, I got this Mega Gengar out here, but I'm not running your typical Mega Gengar set. The reason why is because you may know that this is actually the Haunter for my NU team, but it actually evolved when it got traded over to my ORAS copy instead of being on X and Y, which was something I didn't really think too much about. But now it's a Mega Gengar, and it doesn't have the right moveset. It's a sub-disable Mega Gengar. It's got Venoshock. I don't even have Toxic Spikes on my team, or Toxic at all. So it's not really the best set. Like I said, these were just kind of thrown together teams. I'm going to go for sub, maybe thinking he's going to switch out, predicting a Thunderbolt or something like that. That is not what happens. They just go for the Ice Beam, so I'm like, this thing won't kill me. Milotic is strong defensively. Most of the time they're defensive, so I'm not too worried about it actually being able to do anything. You go for the Dragon Tail, doesn't do anything at all. That's going to switch me back out. So I'm going out into Luck, the infamous Shiny Mothim that we got on stream. One of my favorite Pokemon, and I was hoping here that I was going to go for the sweep. So this whole night, this battle, I was focused on trying to get some kills with Mothim. Like I said, these were mostly fun battles. It wasn't like I was trying to be super, super competitive here. So you'll see that comes into play in just a little bit. So he's going to go for the Ice Beam. That is going to do some damage to the Poliwag, Swagpole, and I knew I'm in a, or Poliwrath. I'm in a pretty good position. I know all he can do again is just hit me with the Dragon Tail. So I'm going to go and attack him once again. He's actually going to switch this time into Red Eyes, which is his shiny black Charizard. So at this point I'm thinking, alright, kind of looking at his team, what could his black Charizard be? Is it X or Y? He brought it in. That means he's probably rocking the Charizard Y, because he's going to want to go for Solar Beam. So I remember in the chat I was saying to people, yo, I'm going to take this Solar Beam and it's going to be beast. No one's going to expect me to take a Solar Beam right now. I know Swagpole can do. I'm running max HP with the Assault Vest, which makes crazy things happen when you run Assault Vest. In comes that Solar Beam. Will I live it? We'll find out in just a second, because that Charizard is coming in hot. And Swagpole hanging in there with only 7 HP, coming in hot with that Rock Slide, and that is going to knock out that Mega Charizard. And that puts me at a huge advantage. I'm at a 6-4 advantage right now, and my team is not very good, especially considering the one Mega I have, or the one really good Pokemon I have, is not even a really good set, to be perfectly honest. But again, this is just a fun battle. So, go for Ice Beam. That is going to knock out the Swagpole. Maybe thinking I was potentially going to switch into eating it up the Gourgeist, but I did not. I figured at that point, I should just sacrifice my Swagpole. That does give my team a very, very significant weakness to that Hydreigon right now, especially if it's Choice Scarf. So that's something I should have maybe taken into consideration, but I had nothing to take the Charizard's hits either, so it was really, you know, one threat or the other. So in comes my Mega Gengar. I'm going to go for Shadow Ball just to get some damage off on this Milotic. That Milotic does absolutely nothing with that Scald. I was so surprised that I took that so well, and I know at this point I can knock him out with a Shadow Ball. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for that mean Shadow Ball, and that is going to knock out the Milotic and put me in a pretty decent situation. I realize I did not get rid of our swag pull here, so we'll remove him from the screen as well. So now I'm in against this Hydreigon. He brings in the Hydreigon. I realize he probably is thinking I don't have the Dazzling Gleam, and he's probably Scarfed at this point because he is faster. So he's going for the Dark Pulse. I'm going to bring in my Kecleon. Kecleon is normally specially bulky, so I figured I'm in a pretty decent situation. He gets the crit, though, which was kind of a bad thing. It kind of stung. I was a little bummed about that because that kind of puts me in a bad situation, but I'm thinking, alright, I'm above half. I know I can take another one. Even if he crits me, it'll be pretty close. So I'm just going to stay in here, hope for no flinch. I'm going to get off a Power-Up Punch. That works out pretty good for me. The Power-Up Punch is going to do a decent amount of damage. I'm running max attack, so it does a little less than half, but it's kind of questionable as to whether I'll actually knock him out with another Power-Up Punch, or whether he's going to even want to stay in here. So he could probably knock me out, but now I resist the Dark Pulse. So I'm thinking he'd probably knock me out, but it was probably a little too close for comfort for Brady. So he's going to switch out and go into his Nidoking Name Swall. This was a really interesting exchange. I don't know what was going on with this Nidoking here, but you'll see in a second one of the strangest things I've ever seen in the Wi-Fi battle. And I don't know if it was because this Nidoking was running some crazy EVs or what was going on. He's going to go for Sludge Wave, and it only does like 20 damage. Isn't Sludge Wave a base 100 power move or something like that, or 95? It does absolutely nothing to my Kecleon. I'm able to give up my Recover Up, and I'm almost back to full. With leftovers, I'm close to like 70% right now. So I'm in a pretty decent situation. Plus, don't forget, I do have a +1 attack right now. So he's got a Reuniclus, he's got a Hydreigon, and he's got his Nidoking. It's looking like my homie Kecleon is going to be able to do some serious damage and pretty much knock out his team. He's going to go into that Reuniclus. I'm going to go for Sucker Punch, predicting him to attack me. He doesn't. I don't know why he doesn't. He switches out into Reuniclus, and he probably sees at this point that I actually have a situation where I can do some serious damage. So I'm going to go for that +1 Shadow Sneak, turn into a Ghost type, and just see how much it's going to do. It's going to hit this Reuniclus hard, and I'm thinking he's probably an offensive save. He's going to go for Psychic, and it's going to do a lot of damage. But Kecleon Sheik hangs in there once again, barely surviving. I'm just blown away at how beast mode this thing has been in this battle. I'm going to go for Shadow Sneak, and that is going to knock out the Reuniclus and put me in a monstrous position to pretty much take this battle. So I still have my pretty much full health Darmanitan. I got my full health Luck, my Mothim, I got my Gorgeist, I'm killing it right now. So he's gonna bring out Noibert. I'm gonna go for the Shadow Sneak. I probably should have went for Sucker Punch. That was kind of a bad play on my part. Let's go for the Draco Meteor, and that is going to hit something super hard. So in comes that Draco Meteor, and that is going to knock out Sheik. I figured at this point in the battle, there's not a whole lot I could do, and I was pretty much bound to lose my Kecleon, so that's okay, not a big deal. Kecleon did a lot of work, so no big deal. I'm gonna go out to Luck here, and like I said, I wanted to win the game with Luck, so I'm thinking this is it. I got it right here. I'm gonna set up a Quiver Dance, and I'm gonna win this game. And then it just clicked in my head during this battle. As soon as I clicked Quiver Dance, I'm like, wait a minute, he is actually Choice Scarf, and I'm screwed now because I know I will not be able to outspeed after a Quiver Dance. So that's kind of what happened. Like I said, I was trying to focus on setting up with my Mothim here as opposed to winning the battle. All I had to do was click Bug Buzz and it would have killed, because Mothim does a lot of damage, and he's going to be able to knock me out with the Draco Meteor. So just honestly, like, the stupidest play I could have ever done. I went to try to do a little showboating with my Mothim, because it is such an icon in the stream, and it didn't really work out there. So I'm going to go into damage. I'm like, oh, we're totally good. Not even a big deal, dude. I'm totally good right now. I could rock something's life. So he's going to switch out and go to Swole. Knowing his special attack is dropped so incredibly much, I'm just going to go for U-turn here, try to get some momentum. I'm feeling like I'm in a pretty decent situation. I'm going to switch out, use that U-turn, get that momentum. And his Nidoking is just chilling in here. So I realize he's like probably a special attacking Nidoking, not a big deal. I'm going to go out of Casper, and I'm going to hit something super hard with a Shadow Ball. That's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to take a lot of damage, but barely live. It's going to go for Sludge Wave, which is absolutely resisted. It does about 7 damage. I don't know what he was expecting. Now I'm going to go for another Shadow Ball, and that is going to knock out his Nidoking and put me in a tremendous situation. I have 3 Pokemon left. He only has his Hydreigon. And, but I do realize he is indeed Scarf. So he's going to go for the Dark Pulse that is going to outspeed my Mega Gengar. And I'm like, well, this is getting close to the end here because I really need to figure out something I can do. So I'm going to go out into damage. I'm like, alright, we're totally good. Not even a big deal. I'll hit this thing with a superpower. Game over. He's going to go for the Dark Pulse and get the flinch. And at this point in the battle, I wanted to cry. I wanted to, like, just put my head down and sob so loudly because there was nothing I can do. And my homie, Darmanitan, goes down because of the flinch hacks. So in comes eating it up. I got one last chance here. Gorgeist, please win me the battle. Take a Dark Pulse like a champion. I'm gonna leave it with 4 HP. Go for the Seed Bomb. I didn't know what was the best play here. I went for the Seed Bomb. I knew it was gonna be resisted. Hopefully fishing for a crit. Now I have one opportunity. I have to hit him with a Shadow Sneak and see how much it's gonna do. It is resist. So I'm gonna go for the Shadow Sneak, and it is not going to knock him out. So my poor decision to try to use my Mothim to win cost me the battle. So good match there, Brady. If you guys enjoyed this battle, please like the video. Check out Brady's channel in the channel description. This has been your boy aDrive. I will catch you guys later. Peace.